The Joe Rogan Experience.
Are you a shooter?
Well, dude, my ears are covered for the second time today. I'm just gonna say that. And I'm a. Ask me that again. Ask me if what
Are you a shooter?
It's funny. I'm a tactical.
Are you an operator?
I'm a
or
tactical
something?
shooter, bro. I'm a tactical
So
shooter.
have you ever done? We went to Tarrant Tactical today, and
Yeah.
Bryan Callen learned the ins and outs.
Learned how to lean forward.
Yeah.
Had some Navy SEAL instruction as well.
Yeah, how to hold a
My
pistol
boy
correctly.
Taylor. Yeah,
How'd you feel?
I love it.
Fun, right?
I've been doing it in my head forever.
Oh, in your head.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work.
I've
Does it?
rehearsed killing a gang many times.
a
being
whole
surrounded.
gang?
Sure. Lean in. And I go like this.
Why don't you shoot him in the knee and rehabilitate him?
Oh, that's such a good idea. Because they don't have knee targets. If they had just a bunch
But
of
they have the little
knees.
tiny targets on the ground,
Well, I hit. and
which I don't like because I'm like, what am I shooting, babies?
I was going to say, they're the size of
that?
a toddler.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like, all right, so I got to kill the toddler with one shot.
A kid with a missile.
And I was pretty accurate with that. That's kind of sick. But yeah, that's a good idea. I could either waste them or wing them.
Yeah.
I wing them and
And then take them in and just teach them the error of their ways.
Yeah.
And at the end, they'll be loyal to you.
I toss them an herbal remedy, an herbal wrap.
Like Steven Seagal had in that one movie where he was in a coma for like 10 years. And then he was kicking everybody's ass a couple days later.
I don't care what anybody says. That shit was factual.
Well, do you remember that movie?
Very well.
He
It's
put
called
in
Above
his
the
own-
Law.
No. You're way out of line. No, Above the Law was the first movie.
Yeah.
This was deep into
He's in
his
a coma.
career.
What, Kelly
This
LeBrock
he already
is the
gotten-
nurse.
Yeah, he already
Yeah.
gotten fat by this
Oh,
time.
he had.
Yeah.
That's where he ran terribly.
He always runs terribly.
Yeah.
But in the early movies, he was skinny. In Above the Law, he was skinny.
Yeah.
But then by the time he got to this other movie where he's in a coma forever, like, look at his fingers moving. He's waking up.
Look at him.
Look.
Awesome
Actually,
beard.
he wasn't too fat.
No.
Wasn't too fat.
He looks great there.
But he'd already, started to fill in his hair. And so then he was in a coma forever and then gets out of the coma
Remember
and
it very
starts
well.
doing all sorts of Chinese herbs and shit to become a bat. Oh, see, he was pretty skinny back then.
Yeah, he was.
So this was early in the career.
Yeah, he heals himself.
Yep,
I would
with
I
acupuncture.
would throw them an herbal wrap and tell them how to wrap it and then say training begins tomorrow at
Yeah.
dawn.
And then you wake them up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you. And I'd be on horseback for no reason.
Really? You
I
and
think so.
horses. Why do you always...
Because there's something
How
very
many
masculine.
bits do you have where you're on a horse?
It's my entire act. It's my entire act. I just have this. There are a couple things I want to do before I die. One is to toss somebody an herbal wrap and say training begins tomorrow, or be there tomorrow, and I want to rehabilitate at risk youth, but they're like 20, and then I want to rear up on a horse. I want to rear up on a horse, but I want to appear out of nowhere, rear up on a horse, and rescue a group of women in the wilderness.
A group of women in the wilderness? What are they in the wilderness for?
They got lost.
Were they hikers?
They were. Their plane went down. Nobody got hurt, but it skidded along
Their
a glacial
plane
lake.
went down?
Yeah, skidded. And they said, "We can't find them.
This
It's
is so
impenetrable.
elaborate.
It's impenetrable."
And then you go
And
in
they go, "Fuck,
Callen.
fetch the fetch the man panther."
The man panther.
Yeah. That's my.
You
nickname.
should have do you know about this guy? His name is Dick Pronicki, and he was a guy who lived in Alaska by himself in a cabin that he built for decades.
Yeah.
And he moved out there when he was 50 years old. He got tired of life and just the way everything was, the fast pace of modern life. So this guy decided, amazing videos on YouTube. This guy built his own house out there in Alaska, fashioned it out of logs. There's like a video of him doing the whole thing, filmed everything.
Wow.
Filmed all of his interactions with animals. Birds would come and land on his hand and he would
Really?
feed them. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he was you. He literally is you.
Splitting wood.
Stoic,
Yeah.
by himself, and wrote.
You know me, stoic and real solitary.
Oh, yeah. And, so, real measured with his words.
Of course.
And it's everything you want to be. And he would sit, and every night he would write. And he would write about his experiences and the deep satisfaction that he got off of living that kind of a life.
Right.
There's some amazing videos. Pull up one of the videos so you can watch how this guy's living his life out there. But you know, he would only see people like once or twice a year when they would drop off goods and things that he needed. But this guy was, you know, he wasn't a spring chicken. He moved out there when he was in his 50s.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when was this?
I want to say he had to
It's a ways back. Cause that's,
move back with his brother, I want to say in the early 2000s, somewhere around then.
that looks like 16 millimeter film. That looks, yeah.
Oh, dude, he lived out there for decades, like I said.
Wow.
Yeah, by himself.
You got to know your shit. To be out there by yourself?
Uh-huh. Well, I think most of it he learned once he got there, and he talked about it. He talked about what the experience was like, about just, you know, learning how fatiguing it is to hike.
Oh, yeah.
Learning how fatiguing it is to gather up your own firewood. And he made most of his own tools. Like right there, he's making a mallet himself. He drills a hole in it with a hand auger. And then he makes his own peg. And he only brought in tools to make tools. And the big tools like that, he made all of himself.
That's
And,
amazing. And
dude.
what did he live on? Just deer meat? I mean,
Yeah, elk meat, deer meat, berries. He got some oatmeal and stuff. You know, some dry goods that he would get in large barrels.
So he'd come in and touch base periodically.
They would come to him. People would fly out to him with goods.
God.
But I mean, he built all this shit by himself. He built his whole cabin by himself, and he documented every step of the way.
Amazing.
His name is P-R-O-E-N-N-E-K-E. Dick Prenneke. Alone in the Wilderness is the whole series on YouTube. And he's on the side of a lake with this cabin that he built, living off of animals that he hunted and firewood and, you know, whatever food that he gathered.
I'm obsessed with this now.
Yeah,
because
this
I
is-
got this Corona thing caught me with my pants down.
Yeah.
Here's what I want. I want a substantial cabin made of thick logs or stone, and then I want it near a lake or a water source, maybe preferably a well.
Yeah,
that I
there's-
can irrigate my own crops.
You gonna have crops?
I'm gonna
Or
have
a
chicken.
garden?
I need chickens.
You really only need a garden. You don't need crops. It's
Okay.
just you.
I need a garden.
Is it just you?
Yes. Well, it might be me and my several of
Lady
my
friends?
My lady friends, because I'm going to start my own colony, so I have to breed. You understand?
Okay.
And I need a lot of hair and beard dye because I want to stay looking young.
What if they come up with something that reverses you in age?
Now you're talking my language.
How old would you
David
like to go
Sinclair
back to?
will actually have a cabin on the side.
He'd be right next to you doing
Yeah.
experiments.
I'm going to have his fucking lab, and I'm going to be his guinea pig.
Yeah, you'd be the guy.
Yeah. David, come on out. And I'll
He'd
just
go
entice
just to
him.
hang
I'll
out.
entice him with all the girls.
Well, he's not into that. He's a married man. Leave him alone.
All right.
But he'd like to come out just to hang out and pal around for a few days. He's a fun guy.
He seems like a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's brilliant. And
Yes.
he's brilliant in the field. That's very important.
What do you mean?
You're getting old.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You want to be Dick Prenneke, where you had to escape your wilderness
Again,
paradise because you're too old?
There are a couple things. One more thing I want to do is I want to split wood with my shirt off while I have women watch me through the window of my log cabin as they're baking me a pie. Now, I know this is a chauvinistic fantasy.
It sounds like it.
Don't worry.
You sound like a real piece of shit
Then
right
the
now.
other thing I want to do before I die is I want to have a horse I'm so attached to that I can go and then it just shows up.
Oh.
So,
Sort of like Brad Pitt's Pitbull in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
correct. I'd kill for one of those.
That Pitbull was perfect.
That was fucking great.